You are listening to PastThink.com audiobook. Please like and subscribe, thank you. Chapter 8. Chai Jin offers hospitality. Lin Chong hits drill instructor Hong with his cudgel. Xueba took up his stick in both hands, and was on the point of striking Lin Chong with it, when all at once there came a tremendous noise in the fir trees, and a big fat monk jumped out and shouted, "I have been in the forest for some time, and have heard all that you have said." So saying, he knocked the stick out of Xueba's hands with his monk staff. He then whirled his staff, and was going to hit the constable with it when Lin Chong, recognizing Luda, called out, "Brother, leave them alone. I have something to say." Luda, upon hearing this, stayed his hand. The two constables were almost paralyzed with fear. Lin Chong said, "They are not responsible for this, as the marshal of the Imperial Guard gave instructions through Lu Qian that they were to kill me. They were only carrying out the order. So if you kill them, it will only create another grievance." Luda unsheathed his sword, cut the ropes binding Lin Chong to the tree, and raising him said, "Younger brother, I have been thinking of your trouble ever since we parted on the day you bought that sword. Since you were arrested, I have been planning to save you. I heard that you had been banished to Cangzhou, but although I waited outside Kaifeng, I did not see you depart. Afterwards I heard that you had been sent to the prison in Kaifeng, and also heard that an official had had a private conversation with the two constables in an inn. Because of this procedure I was very suspicious and anxious about your safety. So when you left, I secretly followed you. I saw these two rascals take you into the inn, and I therefore stayed there myself. In that night I heard these two men discussing their evil schemes, and saw them thrust your feet in the boiling water. At that time I thought of killing them, but there were many people in the inn who might have tried to stop me. But as they had bad intentions, I was more anxious about you. I left the inn before you in the morning, and hid in the forest with the intention of killing these rascals as they passed that way. As they came here with the object of killing you, it will be better if I kill them." "Elder brother," said Lin Chong, "as you have saved my life, you should not kill these two men." Luda spoke in a loud voice, "If my younger brother had not interfered, I would have cut you two rascals into mincemeat. But at his request I forgive you." After sheathing his sword, he continued, "Now you assist my younger brother, and follow me." The two men dared not utter a word in reply, but helping Lin Chong they followed Luda. They also carried Lin Chong's bundle. After going about a li they came to a village where there was an inn. The four men entered the inn and sat down, ordering from the waiter 8 pounds of meat, 2 big tankards of wine, and flour cakes. The waiter soon spread the table, and placed the tankards of wine in a dish containing hot water so as to keep them warm. The two men then said, "Reverend, we dare not ask you at what monastery you live." Luda laughed and said, "You rascals! If I tell you, what will you do? I suppose you would just go and report it to Marshal Gao of the Imperial Guard. Some men fear him, but I do not. If I met him I should give him 300 blows with my staff." After that the two men dared not open their mouths. After they had finished their meal and paid the innkeeper, they left the village, and on the road Lin Chong asked, "Elder brother, where are you going to?" Luda said, "A murderer must see some blood, and so a rescuer must see that his man is quite safe. I am not yet quite easy in my mind about you, so I will go with you as far as Cangzhou." The two constables upon hearing this muttered to themselves, "Here is more trouble. Our business is entirely spoiled. What can we say when we get back? But we cannot do anything except follow them." After that they were so afraid that Luda might kill them, that they immediately agreed to whatever he wanted to do. If things were all right he cursed them, or if anything was wrong he hit them, without the least protest from them. After about 2 days they got a cart for Lin Chong to sit in. The two constables were still so afraid and suspicious that they decided to follow Luda in order to preserve their own lives. On the way Luda paid for the food and wine for the party. Every day they stopped at inns quite early in the afternoon, and departed late the following morning. The two constables cooked the rice for the party, and also did whatever they were told to do. They discussed matters privately, and Dong Chao said, "We are under the close supervision of this monk, and when we go back Marshal Gao will blame us for our failure in carrying out his order. Shueba said, I heard that a monk called Luda had recently been placed in charge of the vegetable garden at the branch temple of the great Xianghua monastery, and I think this monk must be that person. So when we get back we must tell the truth, that we really tried to kill Lin Chong in the Yezhu forest, but this monk stopped us from doing so, and then took us with him on the road to Cangzhou. In this way we shall escape punishment. We must return the 10 taels of silver we received, and then Lu Qian will himself go and search for this monk. We shall thus be free from blame. Dong Chao said, what you say is quite right. But Luda never let them get out of his sight, and after traveling for about 18 days like this they were within 23 li of Cangzhou. Luda inquired and found out that there was no desolate spot about there as there were houses all along the road, and then decided to have a rest in a forest of fir trees nearby. Luda spoke to Lin Chong, younger brother, we are now close to Cangzhou. I have made inquiries and find that there are many houses on the way, and no unfrequented places. So I will leave you now, and see you again some other day. Lin Chong said, elder brother, when you return, you can report my safety to my father-in-law. If I live I will certainly reward you liberally for your benevolent protection. Luda took 20 taels of silver, and gave them to Lin Chong. He also gave 3 taels of silver to the 2 constables, and said, if I had been by myself I would have decapitated both of you before now, but as my younger brother has pleaded for you I will let you off this time. Now your destination is not far away so you must not harbor your original vile plan. The constables said, we will not do so. It was Marshal Gao Qiu, who deputed us to kill him. They received the silver, and just before they separated on their different ways, Luda spoke to the constables, are your heads as hard as the fir trees? The men replied, our heads are as they were at birth. Luda swung his staff and hit a tree with it, leaving a gash 2 inches deep, and causing the top part to fall down. He then shouted, if you 2 rascals have vile intentions I will treat your heads in the same way as that tree. He then turned to Lin Chong, and said to him, younger brother, you had better be on your guard against these 2 men. I must now leave you. The 2 constables were so frightened that their tongues hung out for a long time. Lin Chong said at last, well, we had better go. The constables said, what brute strength that monk has. He broke a tree with just 1 blow of his staff. Lin Chong said, that is only a small affair. At the great Xianghua monastery he tore a tree up by its roots. The 2 men shook their heads upon learning that this monk was the very Luda they had supposed. The 3 men then left the forest, and about noon they came to an inn which they entered, and Lin Chong requested the constables to take the seat of honor. After 7 hours the 2 constables began to feel that they recovered their spirits. There were many men in the inn drinking wine, and 5 waiters attending to their wants. The waiters were very busy bringing first one thing, and then another, Lin Chong, and the 2 constables sat waiting for an hour, without a waiter coming to attend to them. Lin Chong's patience was exhausted, so he rapped the table and called out, I suppose the proprietor of this inn despises us because I am a criminal, and therefore he does not attend to us. But as I can pay for the wine, your conduct is most unreasonable. The proprietor replied, you evidently do not understand why we do this. As you do not supply us with food and wine, what else is there to understand? The innkeeper said, you evidently do not know that in this village we have a very wealthy man named Chai Jin, who is also known as Squire Chai. He has been nicknamed by the robbers as Small Whirlwind. He is the descendant of Chai Shizong, of the later Zhou dynasty, who at Qinxiao abdicated in favor of the Emperor Taizu, founder of the Song dynasty, and the latter bestowed on him a charter made in iron that all men must respect him and his offspring for all future time. In his home there are generally about 50 brave men who have come from all parts of the empire at his invitation. He has given us a general order that should any banished criminals pass this way they can go to his home, and he will assist them with money. If I supply you with wine and food your face would be red, and when he sees you in that condition he would assume that you are not short of money, and would not assist you. Lin Chong upon hearing this turned to the 2 constables, and said, while I was in the army at Kaifeng I often heard about this Squire Chai, but I never knew that he lives here. So why should we not go and ask him to help us?" The two constables saw no objection to this, so they asked the proprietor of the inn where Squire Chai lived. The proprietor told them that they must follow the road in front of the inn for about a li till they came to a large stone bridge, and there turning off the road they would come to the village where Squire Chai lived. Lin Chong thanked the proprietor of the inn, and leaving the inn they found the bridge. From there stretched a fine road leading to a clump of willow, in which was situated the village they were looking for. The village was surrounded by a white wall, and also a very broad moat on the banks of which were many big weeping willows. Upon reaching the moat they found there were about 5 men sitting on the bridge enjoying the cool air. The 3 men saluted, and then Lin Chong said, "Excuse me troubling you, but will you please inform your master that a criminal, named Lin, who is being escorted to the prison wishes to see him?" The rustics replied, "You are unfortunate, as if our master had been at home he would have given you wine, food, and money. But today he went out hunting, and has not returned yet." Lin Chong asked, "When will he come back?" The rustics replied, "We are not sure about that, as he may have stopped at the eastern estate for a rest." Lin Chong said, "It is evident that I cannot see him, and that is unfortunate, so we will go." The 3 men were very much disappointed, but they had not gone more than a quarter of a li when they saw a long way off a large body of horsemen emerge from a dense forest and gallop towards the estate. In front of the horsemen was the leader, who was riding a white horse. He had long eyebrows, long slit eyes, pearly white teeth, crimson lips, with a minute beard hanging from his lower lip, and a flowing mustache. He was about 35 years of age, and on his head he wore a black hat. He wore a brown silk gown embroidered with flowers and circular designs, and round his waist was an elegant silk girdle, with a large circular jade buckle. His boots were of black silk embroidered with a design in gold and green. On his back hung a bow, and at his side was a quiver full of arrows. When Lin Chong saw him he thought that this might be Squire Chai, but still he was not quite sure about it. When the horse got near, the rider asked, "Who is this man wearing a kang?" Lin Chong quickly bowed and said, "I am Lin Chong, drill instructor in the Imperial Guards at Kaifeng. I was in ill favor with Marshal Gao Chiu of the Imperial Guard, who sent me to be tried, branded, and banished to Tsangzhou. At the inn I heard that here is a fine man named Chai who likes to meet all celebrated scholars, and therefore I came specially to ask for his help. But unfortunately he was not at home." The man jumped off his horse, and walking rapidly towards Lin Chong said, "Chai has lost the opportunity of welcoming you." He then saluted. Lin Chong immediately returned the compliment. Chai then took Lin Chong by the hand, and led him towards the house. When the rustics saw them coming they opened the gate. Chai conducted Lin Chong to the guest chamber, where he observed the usual courtesies. Squire Chai Jin then said, "I heard of your fame some time ago, so that your opportune arrival at this insignificant spot fills me with entire satisfaction." Lin Chong replied, "This insignificant person has heard of your fame in all quarters, and everybody respects you. Because I have been banished as a criminal I did not expect to meet you, but I have been extremely fortunate." After having been much pressed Lin Chong sat down in the guest's seat, and the 2 constables sat down near him. We need not say anything here about the other horsemen, who had taken their horses to the stables at the back of the house. Squire Chai Jin ordered the servants to bring wine, and they brought it in with meat, cakes, and a peck of unboiled rice on the top of which were 10 strings of cash. When he saw this, Chai Jin in an apologetic tone said that the servants were not aware that he was entertaining a drill instructor, and that was why they had brought such small quantities of things. He then told the servants to take them away, and bring the best of fruit and wine, and kill a sheep at once. Lin Chong rose and expressed his thanks, and requested Chai Jin not to go to such trouble, as what they had brought was quite ample. Chai Jin objected to this, as the visit of a drill instructor was such a rare event that he could not treat it lightly. The servants carried out his instructions, and soon brought in the better wine and fruit, and Chai Jin then poured out 3 cups of wine for Lin Chong. After Lin Chong had drunk the wine, and expressed his thanks, Chai-jin asked to be excused as he wished to retire and take off his bow and his quiver full of arrows. He asked the two constables to drink wine with Lin Chong while he was away. Upon returning he sat down as the host and Lin Chong again sat in the guest's seat, with the two constables behind him. They discussed matters relating to heroes and were not aware that evening was drawing nigh. On the table were spread all kinds of food, fruit, and delicacies of the sea. Chai-jin poured out the wine 3 times, and then sat down, and told the servants to bring in the soup. They had just eaten the soup, and drunk about 7 cups of wine each, when a village rustic entered, and said the drill instructor had arrived. Chai-jin told the servant to go, and request him to come, and sit down at the table with them. When the drill instructor entered, Lin Chong saw that he was not wearing his cap straight, and was strutting like a bully. He thought that the man must be the athletic teacher for Chai-jin, so he rose, bowed, and after calling attention by saying "Nua," he said, "Lin Chong salutes with all respect." The man took no notice of Lin Chong, and did not return his salute. Lin Chong dared not raise his head. Chai-jin pointing to Lin Chong said to the drill instructor Hong, "This gentleman is Lin Chong, drill instructor of the Imperial Guards at the Eastern Capital, and I want you to make his acquaintance." Upon hearing this, Lin Chong again saluted drill instructor Hong, and the latter did not wish to bow, so he only said, "You need not salute me. Get up." When Chai-jin saw and heard this, he was annoyed. Lin Chong however saluted again twice, and then got up and requested Hong to be seated. Without returning this compliment, Hong simply sat down in the chief guest seat. This further annoyed Chai-jin. Lin Chong had to take his seat in the lower position, and the two constables also sat down. Drill instructor Hong asked Chai, "Why do you treat a banished soldier with such great respect?" Chai-jin said, "This gentleman is drill instructor of the Imperial Guards, so how can you despise him?" "Sir," said Hong, "I know that you like to exercise with a cudgel, and that is why when these army men arrive they always say they can also exercise with the cudgel. They all say that they are drill instructors and so cheat you into giving them wine, rice, food, and money. Why do you always believe that they are speaking the truth?" Lin Chong upon hearing this suppressed his desire to speak. Chai-jin said, "It is not anybody who can recognize ability by appearances, and so we cannot treat him lightly." Drill instructor Hong did not like Chai-jin suggesting that he could not recognize ability by appearance, so he jumped up and said, "I have no faith in him. If he will have a bout with me with the cudgels, then I shall be able to say whether he is a genuine drill instructor." Chai-jin laughed and said that that was a fine idea. He then asked Lin Chong whether he agreed to the proposal. But Lin Chong declined the offer. After thinking the matter over, drill instructor Hong came to the conclusion that Lin Chong was afraid, and also was perhaps unable to fence. So he decided to provoke Lin Chong to fence with him. Chai-jin wanted to see Lin Chong display his ability, and also to see him beat Hong, and so close the latter's mouth. So he said to the servants, "Bring the wine, and we will wait till the moon rises." After they had drunk about 7 cups of wine, the moon rose, and it was then as bright as daylight in the hall where they were drinking. Chai-jin got up and said, "Now you two drill instructors just have a trial with the cudgels." Lin Chong saw that Hong was teaching Chai-jin to drill with the cudgels, so he thought that Chai-jin would not like it if he knocked his drill teacher down. Chai-jin saw that Lin Chong was in a quandary, so he said, "Drill instructor Hong has not been coming to my house for very long. No one has fought with him here, so you must not refuse to do so. I want to see which of you two is the best man." Chai-jin said this because he thought that perhaps Lin Chong would not do his best out of consideration for his feelings in the matter. Lin Chong felt more satisfied when he heard Chai-jin explain the position in this way. Hong got up and called out, "Come on. Come on. Come on. I will have a bout with you." So all three adjourned to an open space outside, and the servants brought a bundle of cudgels and placed them on the ground. Drill instructor Hong took off his clothes and tucked up his short underskirt in his belt. He then dragged a cudgel out of the bundle and raised it above his head. He again called out, "Come on. Come on. Come on." Chai Jin said, "Now, Lin, let me see what you can do." Lin Chong asked Chai Jin not to laugh at him. He then picked up a cudgel and said, "Master, please give me a lesson." At this, Hong was so angry that he would have liked to swallow Lin Chong at one gulp. Lin Chong raised his cudgel above his head and brought it down with a blow in Shandong style. At the same time, Hong brought his cudgel down in a horizontal sweeping motion. The two men fought about 5 bouts in the moonlight, and then Lin Chong suddenly jumped clear of the cudgel and called out for a rest. Chai Jin asked why he was not using all his ability. Lin Chong said, "I have lost." Chai Jin said, "I have not seen any display of skill, so how can you be defeated?" Lin Chong said, "But I am wearing this kang, so I must lose." Chai Jin said, "Ah, I had quite overlooked that." He laughed loudly and said, "That is soon remedied." He then told the servants to bring 10 taels of silver. He also told the 2 constables to take off the kang, and he would be entirely responsible for it should there be any inquiry at the prison the following day. He then gave the 2 constables the 10 taels of silver. The 2 constables saw that Chai Jin had such a splendid appearance that they did not care to oppose his will. They were also not afraid of Lin Chong running away, so they took off the kang. Chai Jin was pleased and said, "Now you 2 drill instructors can try again." Drill instructor Hong thought that Lin Chong was weak in his use of the cudgel, so he despised him. He raised his cudgel and waited for an opportunity of using it. Chai Jin called out, "Wait for a moment." He then instructed the servants to bring an ingot of silver, which they did immediately, and set it before him. It weighed 25 taels. He then said, "You 2 drill instructors can now continue your practice. I have here an ingot of silver which I will give to the winner." He purposely put the ingot of silver on the ground, so that Lin Chong seeing it would exert all his skill in fencing. Drill instructor Hong was very jealous that Lin Chong had come there. He wanted the money, but was afraid that he might be defeated and lose his reputation. But he raised his cudgel above his head in readiness to strike downwards. Lin Chong thought that Chai Jin wanted him to win. He took his cudgel and held it horizontally in readiness to repel a downward stroke of his opponent. Drill instructor Hong again shouted out, "Come on! Come on! Come on," and so saying, he brought down his cudgel. But Lin Chong avoided the blow by taking a step back. Hong raised his cudgel again, and taking a step forward again struck at Lin Chong. Again he missed, and Lin Chong now saw that Hong was not placing his feet in the best position, so he quickly raised his cudgel, and making a sweeping horizontal motion struck Hong on his ankle just as the latter tried to move away. Hong fell down, and his cudgel also lay on the ground. Chai Jin was much pleased to see this, and told the servants to bring the wine. The onlookers all laughed when they saw drill instructor Hong fall down. As Hong did not get up, they came forward and raised him up. Hong was so extremely ashamed of himself that he just walked away. Chai Jin took Lin Chong by the hand, and led him into the hall to drink wine. He then told the servants to bring the ingot of silver, and give it to Lin Chong, but the latter declined to receive it. But after being much pressed he agreed to take it. After that Lin Chong stayed with Chai Jin for several days, and was well treated with wine and food. But after 7 days the constables were urging Lin Chong to depart, so Chai Jin prepared a feast for their final leave-taking, and wrote a letter. He said, "The prefect at Songzhou is a friend of mine, and I am on intimate terms with the superintendent of the jail there. So you can present this letter to them, and they will treat you well." He then gave Lin Chong another ingot of silver. He also gave each of the constables 5 taels of silver. The following day soon after breakfast Chai Jin ordered men to carry the 3 men's baggage. Lin Chong put the kang on again, and bid goodbye to Squire Chai Jin. The latter accompanied them as far as the gate of the village, and there said to Lin Chong, "After a few days I will send a man with some winter clothing for you." Lin Chong expressed his thanks and said, "How can I ever repay you?" The three men then departed and reached Songzhou about noon the same day. The porters who had carried the baggage were sent back. The official dispatch was presented and the official took Lin Chong to the magistrate. The latter then sealed an order confining Lin Chong to the prison, and also a reply to Kaifeng which was handed to the two constables to take back. At the jail Lin Chong was placed by himself in a cell where he awaited inspection. A great number of the prisoners came to his room to talk with him. They said, the head jailer at this place is an awful fellow, and demands money and things from the prisoners. If you give him your money and things he will treat you well. But if you do not give him money he will confine you in a hole in the ground, and he will be absolutely indifferent whether you live or die. If you give him money he will not beat you with the bamboo, and if you say you are ill the punishment will be postponed. If you do not give him money he will beat you until you are almost dead. Lin Chong said, brothers, thanks for your information. But if he asks for money how much should I give him? The prisoners said, it will be best if you give both the head jailer and the prison superintendent 5 taels of silver each. Just as they were saying this the head jailer came and said, where is that soldier who has been banished? Lin Chong replied, I am the man. As the head jailer did not see Lin Chong get his money ready he changed his countenance and cursed him saying, you banished thief. Why don't you kneel when you see me instead of replying in that way? Do you know what trouble you have brought about at the eastern capital? Now you are still so proud to me. I see that you are a banished thief with all your face wrinkled with starvation, and that you will never have good luck during the remainder of your life. You are a stupid prisoner whom beating and torture could not kill. But your bones will soon be in my hands, and then I will grind them to powder and chop up your body. It won't be long before you get your deserts. This abuse made Lin Chong so frightened that he did not even raise his head or reply. The prisoners listened to it all, and then went away. Lin Chong waited until he had finished saying this, and then took out 5 taels of silver, and smiling said, elder brother and head jailer, I offer you this trifling present. The head jailer said, is this to be divided between me and the superintendent? Lin Chong said, that is for you, and I will also trouble you to give the superintendent this 10 taels of silver. The head jailer laughed and said, drill instructor Lin, I have heard of your good name. You are really a fine fellow. I think that Marshal Gao Chio wishes to injure you. But although you are in trouble now, you will certainly have luck after this. Having heard of your great name, and now judging by your appearance I am sure that you are not an average person, and soon you must become an official. Lin Chong laughed, well, I will look forward for your assistance. The head jailer said, but you need not worry. Lin Chong then took out the 2 letters he had received from Chai Jin, and said, elder brother, may I trouble you to send these 2 letters for me? The head jailer said, as you have letters from Chai Jin you need not be anxious. A letter like this is worth an ingot of gold. I will take it for you with pleasure. And when the superintendent comes and orders 100 blows with the bamboo for you, you must say that you were sick on the way here and have not quite recovered yet. I shall be there and offer excuses and so deceive the people who are not in on the secret. Lin Chong said, many thanks for your advice. This head jailer took the silver and the letters and left the cell. Lin Chong heaved a sigh and said, money can move even the gods. That is a true saying, as without money there is always a difficulty. The head jailer took the silver and gave 5 taels to the superintendent. He also presented the letter and said, this man, Lin Chong, is a fine fellow and has brought this letter from His Excellency Chai Jin who speaks highly of him. He was falsely accused by Marshal Gao Chio of the Imperial Guard, who had him banished to this place. It was only a slight offense. The superintendent said, as he has brought this letter from Squire Chai Jin we must look after him well. Bring him here to see me. Lin Chong was sitting in silence in his cell, when the head jailer returned and told him that the superintendent wanted to see him and check his name off. He was taken to the hall where the superintendent spoke to him. The Emperor Taizu issued a law that anybody who was banished to this place should receive 100 blows with the bamboo. You have just arrived, so I must administer that punishment. He then told his guard to put the prisoner on the ground. Lin Chong said, on the way I caught a severe cold, and have not quite recovered yet. I request that the punishment be postponed. The head jailer said, this man certainly is sick, and I suggest that you take pity of him. The superintendent said, as he is sick we will not beat him now, but wait until he is better. The head jailer said, the man who attends to the Heavenly King's temple has been there quite a long time, and I suggest that Lin Chong should supersede him. The superintendent wrote an order accordingly, and Lin Chong was taken to his cell to get his baggage, and then taken to the shrine where he took over his duties. The head jailer said that he had done his best for Lin Chong. This job is the lightest in the prison, and all that you have to do is to sweep the floor and burn incense. You must see that none of the other prisoners are spared from early morning till late at night. People who have no references and assistants as you have are confined to the prison, and whether they want to live or die makes no difference. Lin Chong said that he was much obliged for the help. He then gave the head jailer 3 more taels of silver, and asked him to take off his kang. The head jailer said he would attend to that, and put the matter before the superintendent. Upon his return he took off the kang. So Lin Chong stayed by himself at the Heavenly King's temple, and every day swept the floor and burnt incense. The first 50 days soon passed over without him noticing the time. The superintendent and the head jailer became quite friendly to Lin Chong, and allowed him great liberty. Chai Jin sent winter clothing and also money for Lin Chong. The other prisoners also received money from Lin Chong. One day about 10 a.m. Lin Chong was strolling outside the prison when he heard someone behind him call out, "What are you doing here, drill instructor Lin?" Turning round he saw a man whom we will now introduce. Lin Chong nearly lost his life. First in fire, and then in snow.